I have not talked to Chuck, Sam Stein. I've not talked to Chuck about Grimes, so the characterization I'm about to make does not apply to him. Okay. But I'm sure he's heard the same thing I've heard. This race is close in Kentucky against the top Republican in the Senate, despite the fact that a lot of national reporters that have gone down to Kentucky say she is not a good candidate. She is stiff. She is programmed. You get her beyond her talking points. She's not effective. You can tell she hasn't run a big race before. And you can look at that one of two ways. But if I were a Republican, I would say, well, geez, hopefully Mitch can hammer her when they're one-on-one, but why is McConnell so close to this woman who... Why is this even an issue? Why is this even a race if she's really as challenged on the trail as a lot of national reporters tell me she is?
Well, I haven't been down to Kentucky and I haven't seen her, so I can't comment on that, but I agree basically with all of Chuck's analysis. If you talk to national Democratic strategists, they actually were more worried about Matt Bevin as a potential candidate for her than they were Mitch McConnell. That being said, they feel like a lot of that Bevin camp will come back to McConnell, that Allison Lundergan Grimes is going to face a little bit of a tougher climate. Will he have to go, though, to a cockfight before he gets the Bevin vote?
Stop it.
That's not like the smartest political move possible, but...
Maybe not.
You know, it's odd that the Senate race has descended into debate over attendance at cockfighting. Your viewers should Google that if they haven't been familiar with this
we
issue.
bring it up every day here.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, it's going to be a tough race for the Democrats anyway. It's a tough state for the Democrats. They understand that. Obviously, she has a lot of outside money coming in because people are intrigued by this. But in the end, it comes down to will those disaffected Matt Bevin supporters come back and vote for Mitch McConnell? And you have to imagine in a one-on-one contest between her and McConnell, they will end up choosing McConnell. So it's not as rosy necessarily as these poll numbers suggest for Democrats.
Maybe not. They do have a matchup. The same poll has a matchup between Bevins and Grimes wins by 9 points.
Yeah. Look, two things, and to Crystal, I'd love your reaction to this. Healthcare performed better, the president's health care plan in Kentucky, than other states. Governor Beshear was able to make this thing work better. Two, Clinton won that state 2 times. I think McConnell's a stronger candidate. I know Allison Grimes. I've met her, and she's far more attractive and impressive than people are giving her credit for nationally. How do you see, does the health care plan working better there help a Democrat than, say, some of the experiences in other states? Could that be one of the factors in Kentucky?
It could be, but I just mostly think it's that Mitch McConnell's been there a long time, and a lot of people have had grievances with him. I think he overcomes that probably ultimately in the general. But look, having a primary if you're an incumbent is bad news. I don't think primaries incidentally hurt a party when it's an open seat. I think voters like to see competition, and often you have an open seat, you have a primary, someone wins. Tillis won in North Carolina last week, and the party unites behind him, and I think he'll be very strong against Kay Hagan. But if you're an incumbent, I mean, we're talking about Arkansas. What happened? Blanche Lincoln lost by, what, 23 points or something in 2010? What happened? She had a bitter primary beforehand, which she won very narrowly, right?
Yep.
Voters, if voters see a primary challenge that's kind of credible against a sitting senator, if you're an independent voter, you tend to think, gee, I don't know, his people in his own party don't really even want him, you know? So I think the challenge of Bevin, even though I don't think he'll beat McConnell, has done damage. Can McConnell fix that damage in the general election? I don't know. I think Allison Grimes is a little underrated, though. I mean, I just watch her from afar. She seems to me to be a pretty attractive candidate.
We shall see. Let's